Good morning mga kalipad! Once again, my name is Mark Axel M. Panlilio, and for today's video ay samahan nyo ako na mag-get trail with me going to school. I'm gonna share something that insightful, knowledgeable for you, for me, and for everybody. And without further ado, let's begin! Our topic for today is about New World Information and Communication Order o ang NWICO. The New World Information and Communication Order o ang NWICO was a political and intellectual movement that emerged in 1970s and 1980s, advocating for more balanced global information flow. It was mainly promoted by developing countries and supported by the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization o ang UNESCO. NWICO aimed to address inequalities in global media representation and challenge the dominance of Western media corporation in shaping the New World narratives. Ngayon na may idea na tayo sa magiging diskusyon natin, ngayon ay dumako naman tayo sa pinagmulan nito. Umusbong ang NWICO noong taong 1960s at 1970s at ang pangunahing layunin ng organisasyon na ito ay magbigay alam sa pangdaigdigan na hindi pagkakapantay-pantay ng daloy na impormasyon ukol sa pangdaigdigang problema. Ang hakbang na ito ay binuo ng Amerikano, Latin American, Asia, Africa at ang Oceania. At ang naging layunin nito ay dominahin ang international news at maling pagpapalaganap ng mga impormasyon sa anumang mga bagay at nangyayari sa daigdig. Wow! And most media flows were exported by Western countries and imported by developing nations. And in terms of quality, because of developing nation receives scant and prejudicial coverage in Western media. At naging dahilan ito upang makilala ang New World Information Order or ang NWICO, but later known as the New World Information and Communication Order. Nung first debate nila, ang mainly concern is the news flows between the North and South, and later on, nag-evolve ito to include all international media flows. Because of the fact that inequality existed in news and entertainment programs alike, and to the advent of the new media technologies such as communication satellites, which made the international media landscape more complex and reachable and widened the scope of the debate about international flows. Ngayon ay alamin naman natin ang pinagkaiba ng Western nation and developing countries tungkol sa media control. Western nation generally promote press freedom and private ownership where media operates independently but is often influenced by corporate interests and political agendas. Many developing countries advocate for greater state involvement in media to counter Western dominance and protect national interests, though this sometimes leads to government censorship or propaganda, while Western media enjoys vast global reach. Developing nations struggle with the limited resources and infrastructures, making it harder for local voices to be heard on the world stage. This difference reflects a deeper divide. Western nations prioritize free market media, while developing countries seek media sovereignty to ensure fair representation. Ang mga mamamayan ng isang bansa ay nagsusulong na malayang pagpapahayag na kung saan ang media ay pagmamayari ng mga pribadong kumpanya at namamahala. May kalayaan mula sa pamahalaan, bagamat naimpluwensyahan ito ng malaking korupsyon gaya na lamang sa ibang bansa, at pagkontrol sa mga impormasyon na inilalabas para sa pansariling interes lamang, kaya't mahalaga na may pantay-pantay at may batayan ang pagpapalaganap ng mga impormasyon upang maiwasan ang misunderstanding at misinterpretation ng mga madla. Ngayon naman ay alamin natin ang kontrobersiya ng UNESCO at ang sanhi ng downfall nito sa pangdaigdigang media. UNESCO faced major controversy in the 1980s when developing nations pushed for a new World Information and Communication Order or the NWICO to challenge Western media dominance. The USA and UK saw this as a threat to press freedom and withdraw from UNESCO, deepening the divide between rich and developing nations. This conflict marked the decline of a unified global media debate as the concern over bias, control, and representation remained unresolved. Even today, the struggle between media fairness and political influence continues to shape international discussion on information and communication. At ang panguli ay the shift towards commercialization and transnational corporations' influence. As global media evolved, the focus shifted from public service to commercialization with profit-driven. models taking center stage. Transnational corporations like Major Tech and media conglomerates began shaping narratives, often prioritizing entertainment and advertising over balanced journalism. This shifted led to concerns about media monopolies, where a few powerful companies control much of the information people consume. While technology has made news more accessible, it has also blurred the lines between facts, opinion, and corporate interests. And that's all for my presentation. I hope you learned something, guys, and see you on my next vlog.